Hello, my name is Beru Tessema. I am the director of Lions. It's a film about finding a kind of common humanity, and it's a film about building bridges across the divide, and it's also about the loss of innocence. You know, the kind of expectation that people, when they come to places like London looking for a better life, and when they're met with a kind of hostile environment, the things that happen to them. So it's also about the kind of the loss of the myth of this kind of dream of migration, actually. It came to me partly because my own experience as a migrant. When I was a child, I moved to London, and when we moved to London, there was a similar experience we had, not being able to speak English that well, and a kind of conflict that happened that I witnessed, that kind of stayed with me. It became the starting point for this idea, especially around the time of Brexit as well, when people were thinking more closely around the idea of Britishness and British identity. It really made me think about that myself as well. Yeah. From the very start, I wanted it to be told through the eyes of children, because there's a kind of clarity that comes when you're seeing it through, when you see the world through that perspective. It's unjaded, it's kind of open. There's a kind of purity to it, and so I was really interested in the imagination, the sense of play that's possible through the eyes of a child. Yeah, but also the fragility of it. How easily that kind of that thing can be lost as well. How quickly people are forced to grow up, as because of the environments they exist in. Like something I've noticed is more and more like the question around Britishness and around British identity is something that more people are asking, and it feels uneasy actually, because as someone who migrated to the UK and made a home there, and I consider myself to be British, but I'm also Ethiopian, and what Brexit did was it was a hard reminder that there's this idea of territory. There's this idea of a kind of nationalism that was territorial, that didn't want foreigners, and I'm also a foreigner as well, so since Brexit there's definitely been a kind of an unease, a kind of tension around the idea of Britishness for people like me who have had to learn how to be British. Absolutely. Initially, one of the earliest images that came to me when I was writing this film was the idea of these window cleaners who have committed a kind of racist violence against the family, are suddenly reminded of the humanity of this family, and this image of people sitting around on the floor sharing food, eating food, and food is one of the most communal things we do as human beings. To share food, that's a bridge we build. And where I come from, I'm Ethiopian, and in Ethiopia, we always eat. People always eat from the same plate. We eat with our hands. We share the food. And I just that image just was with me. So in working on the script, the fact that these antagonists eat the food from the plate of Jojo and Rosie, and it's the same food. The food is, like Congolese food, foreign food, but they eat it, and it's communal, and that's the bridge. So it's for me. The film is humanist. It's optimistic. I want to express my faith in people and humanity, and I want to express my faith in actually there's so much more that connects us than divides us. The thing that divides us is the thing that we've been conditioned. It's the thing that's pitted us against each other. It's the political structures, the economic structures that have been, that are often imposed. But actually, that's something we can unlearn. So I wanted to be really optimistic with the film, and humanist as well with the film as well. For me, French cinema is incredibly influential, and I come from London, and in London, and I come from like a theatre background, so we have like an incredible tradition of theatre in the UK, and there's often like innovative, exciting work, but for me in France, like the cinema in France is where where theatre is in London, in terms of like the innovation, the possibilities, the fact that it's really a part of the culture. It's ingrained in the culture. I was really moved and inspired, for example, when I took my film to Angers and to Clermont-Ferrand, and to see like school kids coming to watch like short films, coming to watch like really engage in art house cinema and like have conversations about cinema. I found that incredible, because it really demonstrated to me how much a fabric of the culture cinema is in France. And some of my greatest inspirations, Bresson, for example, is for me, I aspire to make films like that, and all the recent films, all the recent filmmakers. It's a great tradition that I really hope to be a part of, and to participate and to collaborate with French filmmakers and French cinema, which it's been incredible to receive this kind of support from this incredible culture of cinema, actually. Yeah.